Thank you so much for letting us know.
Hello.
Hi.
How's everyone tonight in Figment Collective land? I hope is good.
Woo! I didn't mean that to sound as sarcastic as it did.
Hi, I'm Milo. I am the storyteller tonight.
I am Third Life Crisis, and I am playing Sim, the Fire Elemental.
I am Az, and I am playing Dearg, the Red Cap Good Boy.
And we are playing a modified version of Changeling the Lost. And what happened last time was Leland, Dearg, and Sim went and had a dinner lunch at a lovely Italian restaurant, Romero's, and where they chatted in code about the Ansil and the task ahead and Sim's goals of wanting to mess with the hedge wand to make it or not function perfectly or somehow ensnare or essentially harm the Ansil. They spoke in code so as to not upset Ro, who had to join them for the meal. When they finished their conversation, they brought Leland and Ro back to the Crimson Forge, where they dropped them off. Ro escorted Leland around the back and up into the hollow, and Dearg and Sim proceeded to the Church of the Blessed, where they met Jack, a fetch child. And Jack informed them about various things, that she is the sister of Celia, how they came to be at the church. Among other things, she talked about how she's seen the room where they keep the hearts, told them about the different types of hearts that there were, how pretty they all were, and that one of them was encased in iron, which Sim and Dearg do know is the heart of the Grindylow, as told to them by the Ansil, and the Trinity, who gave them a clue as to where to find that heart. After their conversation, they agreed to potentially call her at one of the times that she had given them as a safe zone to contact her, as she is not allowed to leave the church grounds and is monitored well enough, though she has found gaps in the security system. She told them about the fetch spawns and how Felix had been able to get into the heart room as they are not confined by the same laws that everybody else is. And then Sim and Dearg returned to, where were you guys headed?
Could I ask something?
I can't remember.
Okay, can you ask something? Yes, you can.
Hey, I think I wanted to ask at the time, or have Sim ask at the time, because I had heard that, I almost called Felicia, but Felix.
Felix, yes.
Went into the heart room. Why
Yes.
did they go into the heart room? Did they go just because they could, or were they in there for a purpose or reason?
Would this be a question you are asking of Jack?
Yes.
Well, Felix went into the heart room because he wanted to see what was all about. I think he was looking for his heart, to be honest, but because they can't really stop him from going in there. But he didn't find it in there. I guess his heart's not in the same room with all the other ones. But then again, Bastion kind of knows how they are, so I think he keeps the spawn's hearts in a different location.
Okay. It just caught Sim slightly off guard that, I don't know, it's not necessarily like bad security per se, but it just seemed like rather brazen of Felix to just kind of walk into a place where, but I guess if they can't do anything, I guess there's no.
Oh, I think Bastion knew that he would eventually, like they're both spawns. So, like Bastion knows what Felix can and can't do. And he probably expected him to try at some point. It's just, with his heart not being there, he didn't want to risk, taking any or messing with any of the other hearts, just, because it hurts. Anyways.
Sim would be potentially is potentially thinking that Felix looking in that way would be I don't know, maybe something that's a crack in their loyalty, as it were. I don't know, because as far as Sim is aware, they've been brainwashed, programmed, made to be loyal to this church. However, these individuals have been taken in. They've gone through a process. And if Felix, it sounded to Sim like if Felix was perhaps checking things out, seeing where the heart may be, discovering it's not there, but then there's also not something they could do. I don't know. Maybe someone to talk to, maybe a resource that can get it.
From the way that Jack is acting, from the way that once Pippin, sorry, I put her name in quotations. Once Pippin / Hayden was safe, quote unquote safe, she did express to you that the people being experimented on did fail that loyalty test and are being used in a different way. Okay. So she is being controlled through medicine. Jack kind of implied that her sister is one of is Celia, so it's possible that Jack is being used against Celia, or maybe they're controlling Celia the same way with medication. As you can tell by Pippin just spilling her fucking guts that she's not that loyal to the church. She just couldn't do anything about it until the electronics died, the monitoring system, the
click clack,
the clicky clack had. So you do know that to some extent, the loyalists are people like Cassidy who passed the test, and that these other ones might be the cracks in the armor. Yes.
Okay, makes sense. And being that as it may, I think probably got an extra eye on him too. So okay, all right. So after we had taken up enough of Jack's time so as to not be suspicious.
Yeah.
Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. You saw her walk off with another lady. I described her: finger tattoos, lots of rings, short hair, kind of stern looking, almost mean looking.
Short,
she wandered off
hair,
with her.
Looked like in her early 20s.
Yep. And she wandered off with her, and that is where we left off.
Before that wandered off, could Sim, looking through perhaps his glasses, his binocs, take a closer look, kind of zoom in on those tattoos, and maybe perhaps make a roll to see if it's something he might be aware of, like an occult roll or perhaps a perception roll to see how well.
Go ahead and roll basically the perception roll, the wits and intelligence, and then add the two dice as a bonus to see if you can see the tattoos.
Okay. All right. So what's intelligence? So I got 3. And then 4 for the wits. Sim is a witty mofo. The 2 for that. Okay, so that's a decent pool for him. There. Oh, nice. So there's a critical. So there's 4, 5, and 6. So what's an awareness check? It's a critical for a total of 6.
So what you see on her fingers, and they're basically she's one of those people that has like the big chunky rings that are at the end of the fingers, and then the smaller, tighter rings at the tops of the fingers, more like finger cuffs almost, rather than actual rings.
Okay.
And in between the metal, you
Okay.
can see what appear to be spiraling, thorny branches and vines.
Okay.
And what that, of course, reminds you of is the hedge.
Got it.
Mhm. And not in a way you have to make a will save,
Yeah,
but in a way where you're
don't
like, yeah, not in the way where you would have to make a will save about it, but in a way where you're like, okay, did the church give these to her? Did she choose to have these? Has she been to the hedge? It, like questions like
And-
that might crop up in your mind rather than oh shit.
Got it. And as far as Sim can determine, they're just normal, mundane tattoos.
They are normal, mundane tattoos.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So after that one little spy thing, Sim will drive away from the church.
Okay.
Oh boy. Okay.
It's about 4 in the afternoon now, because you guys had the lunch dinner at like 2.
Mm-hmm.
Your late lunch at 2. So it's probably about 4-ish. You got there, you chatted for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not quite bad enough traffic right now that it's wall to wall or anything, but people who are getting off work early or have to pick kids up or whatever, definitely filtering out more. So
Okay. All right. So yeah. So it
that was weird.
was an interesting situation to say the least.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't. What? Mm. The Ansil wants to get into the hedge to get to Arcadia.
To the best of our understanding, yes, that's what she wants.
Jack just did that.
Mm-hmm. Now Jack seems to possess kind of an ability.
But she has to see where she's going in order to do what she does, right?
I'm not
Or
100% sure, actually.
or could we just tell her where the Ansil is and then like bring Pippin and then I don't know.
I suppose it's something we can talk with her about when next we have a call or a meeting.
I don't think you should talk to the Ansil. You get real upset.
Well, no, I meant the little person that we just met.
Oh, Jack.
Yeah, Jack.
Yeah.
Why don't you think I should talk to the Ansil? We seem to.
You get upset.
Did I really get that upset?
Yeah. I think you felt all kinds of green and it wasn't good, and then orange, and then too much yellow.
Sim's gonna
Too
look
much
at
yellow.
Sim's gonna look at Sim's gonna look at Dearg very seriously.
Mhm.
This is very serious. He's gonna mention. You're right. Definitely cause for concern if you see me go white.
Mhm.
Speaking of colors.
Okay.
And Dearg, I want you to know that if I lose it in any manner over anything, you have my permission to do whatever you need to do to make sure that you stay safe. And also anyone else around me. if the situation calls for it. Agreed?
Are you okay, Sim?
I'm okay. I'm just trying to account for potential. I'm just trying to account for potential bad
Okay.
scenes,
Um,
bad choices.
I'll make sure you don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think you're onto something with regards to Jack.
I just don't want you to do something and get hurt.
I don't want to either. I want to make sure that we still have a hollow to come home to. That you still have your rug.
Yeah.
I think we could go back and check in with Rede.
Oh.
And then I think
I mean, we have to go pick up Ro.
She's
Right.
in your hollow.
Are her and Leland getting drunk in our house?
She was already drunk.
But are they continuing to drink at our house?
Do you think Leland would encourage it, or do you think they would be trying to avoid her at all costs?
I think we'd have to figure that out later. Oh no.
let's hope we have a hollow to come back to.
Yeah, let's hope that she's doing okay. So yeah, let's go check in with Rede, and because now that we found the not spawn or spawn children, I don't know. Rede gave me a bunch of definitions and there was a lot of words involved. So it was pretty blue all around, but it's fine. So and then Daryl kind of leaned into some and be like, but we'll figure it out. It'll be okay.
Yeah, we will. Give him a fist bump. And
All right.
So we'll go talk to Rede about the heart room and the Grindylow box.
Yep. Gonna toss Dearg.
Oh, he'll grab
it.
One of his favorites.
All right. So you head to the North Ward, the South Ward, excuse me.
Yep.
You head to the South Ward.
Got some questions and some information to run by Rede. And then
All right.
I think, I don't know, I have some ideas, but I want to bounce, I want to bounce some information off people first. So
okay. So Sim, do you want to roll a drive?
Oh God, that's right. Dearg is no longer in control of the keys.
You know what?
Yep.
Everything's fine. Okay.
To make sure that Sim does not exacerbate the situation, he is going to take his time, drive carefully, obey all traffic laws that he knows.
All right.
Is Sim driving carefully?
Yes.
Dearg will ask if you're dying.
No, I'm perfectly in good health last I checked.
Okay. Good. When did you check?
I had an appointment a little while back, a couple months back.
Okay. Because first you're talking about, and now this. I'm worried now. I was worried before, but now this is magenta, and I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure. Okay.
It's okay. Trust me. And I'm actually really just wanting to be careful at the moment. I don't want to we've got enough to worry about. I don't need you worrying about this on top of it. So he will drive carefully and make sure that they get to the South Freehold safely.
All right.
Announce our presence once we're there.
Yep, Dearg does the normal thing. Walks in to Reed's office, flops.
Yeah, Rita's just she is working on
When's no
random things. Like she's got a book out. It's not the token. She's writing some stuff down. Hello, Dearg.
Hey, Reed.
Hello, Sim. How's it going?
We went to the
Hello.
church.
Yeah,
You did.
we did. We were careful.
How did that go?
It was very interesting. We ran into someone,
All right.
and Sim will describe what Jack looks like. Changing
Okay.
color eyes. That also the fact that they came around to a certain spot in the brush that the brush that encircled the compound, and were able to keep themselves partially in for surveillance and also come through into our vehicle to talk. And also what they describe themselves as, and also namely things like they were hedge keyed, so on and so forth.
And yeah, Dearg will just
And-
pop in there randomly about the heart. Yeah, because they
Right.
have her heart.
Yeah,
All right.
about her having her heart, and then also the fact that they have seen or have known individuals with the heart room, and describe the different ones they were saw, like the ones in iron, the ice heart, wood heart, black heart.
Okay.
one that
What?
bleeds.
What? Okay, so for my reference specifically with Reed, because she does have the antiquarian
Mhm.
ability of the encyclopedic knowledge, where she gets to make a special roll to see if she knows information on something, but she only gets to do it once per scene.
Okay.
What specifically are you looking? Is there any information you want Reed to try to dig up using basically this ability of her potential knowledge? Do you want it to be about the hearts? Do you want it to be about Jack and possibly the hedge? Do you want it to be about the spawn? Do you want it to be about the Grindylow? Which of these things do you want? Because she only gets to use the ability for one of them. Other than that, she has to do a normal intelligence check to see if it's something that she knows.
Basically what she can spend her specialty on.
Yeah, which would you like to prioritize? So if you were going to tell her what the most important thing you thought was, what would you pick?
I'm also out of character. I'm almost personally at a toss-up between the Grindylow and the spawn.
All right, Dearg. What do you think is the most important?
We could
Or
ask the
prioritize.
Ansil. Dearg could ask the Ansil about the Grindylow.
Yeah. So spawn.
The
potentially
spawn getting their hearts taken out, though, that's fucking weird.
Mhm.
That's yeah. Well, how? Because Pippin has her heart, right?
You didn't
We
check.
didn't check.
That's
actually.
right.
Yeah.
Nobody checked to see if there
No.
was a seam or anything, because you wouldn't have known that, and she was covered, so you would have had to have
She
pulled her
had, yeah,
shirt back.
she has all those stitches, and Dearg is.
Yeah, you saw the surgery lines.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. We saw where things were grafted onto her body and
because
or
the
replaced.
fetch children can't have contracts, so it's something else.
I think.
What did you say?
It's,
The fetch children can't have contracts?
Yeah, that's what the Ansil told Dearg, that she couldn't
said
bind
the
him.
Spawn can't be
Oh,
bound.
Yeah, the spawn.
Got
The
it.
children are different. Now, Dearg might not know that. Dearg might be making that assumption. But
This is
for
all
player
out loud.
reference-
This is all out loud
Dearg's
about like
saying this? Okay.
like I mean
Good to know.
Fair.
Good to know.
yeah, just talking to
So I think about
Reed
the
about
spawn and the heart
just-
removal. I think is a good thing for Reed
yeah,
to
they
spend
remove
her
hearts and then
specialty
the
on.
Grindylows heart is in a box covered in metal and water or
Mhm.
iron and salt. Something.
Iron. There's an iron box, and then there was one that was also covered in seaweed. I forget if they were both in the same though.
It had seaweed coming out of it. So, like,
Seaweed
all the
coming
hearts
out.
look different based upon what the creature or the changeling, the
Correct.
fae, the person is.
Mhm.
So, the Grindylows heart had like sea grass and seaweed coming out of it. It was like constantly dripping salt water inside this metal cage, is what Jack said that Felix, that he had taken a picture of it.
Mhm.
Taking a picture.
The amount of dice I have to pull out of this bag hurts my feelings.
Yeah,
Fun.
that's okay. For PDX, I forgot that Zarin did the no and got his blood potency back to where it was, and I forgot to add the correct amount of dice,
Because
which is probably good because I did
Yeah,
not want to get a
3
messy
now?
crit.
is he at 3 now? Okay.
It's caught. How did the dice get caught? Stupid dice box.
When a dice
There we
box
go.
and the dice get together.
when when dice and the dice box love each
Uh-huh.
other very much.
Eggplant.
They create little dice
Eggplant.
lines. You know the really small
Rude.
D6s you can.
Because you got to get that handful in there.
Killed myself.
All
at the
right.
latest
So what
session
are you specifically about the heart? Are you asking about how they're removed? Are you asking about how to put them back? Are you asking what can happen once they get removed? Sorry, I need the question repeated because Dearg
Kind
said
of
a lot
like-
of things.
Kind of like I think how
We're going to let Sim take all of that raw data and turn it
Yeah.
into a question.
I think Sim would in taking
Because otherwise
taking
Derek's
that-
going to be like, how?
Blah. Yeah,
Yeah.
just a lot. I think
A
the
lot.
best way to approach it for Reed is, if we need to be specific, is how they're removing and you know how they're obviously keeping them, because their removal and storage of them obviously is leverage that they have over these.
Yeah.
How they're going about doing it, I think, would be equally as important as a ton of other questions that Sim
All right.
has.
So-
we can start with that.
Reed thinks about it.
Okay.
And essentially, I was telling you about her special little ability
Yep.
because she sits and thinks, and she would inform you that, you know, hey, you need to, like, when you focus on a question, I might be able to know the answer to it, essentially. So she thinks about it. She takes in all of what you say. She takes in all your questions, all the information.
Mhm.
Asks you to focus on the one thing you want this for.
Okay.
Well, there are abilities that the true Fae possess that are beyond the scope of what changelings can do, as we only gain a fragment of the ability of these entities
Mhm.
upon leaving. But they can remove hearts, but the hearts are not real hearts. They're not the physical heart that beats within the chest. They
Right.
are a essence of
Okay.
a person, a metaphorical heart that takes the shape of a representation of that person
Mhm.
as they they are. So a wooden heart, say, might represent somebody who enjoys the forests, or even someone who is possibly a mannequin kith, or even a human who might work with wood frequently. It's just a representation. And these can be weaponized in the sense of harming that essence, harms the person whose essence it is. The storage of them can be anything, as long as it is not endangering the essence in a way that would destroy it, such as sticking it in a vice or putting it by a fire, or so that is how it is possible for them to remove said hearts and keep them. Now, obviously, you have to be careful with such things. You wouldn't want, unless your goal was to destroy them, you wouldn't want to actually destroy them, because that could very well cause great harm or even death to the person whose essence is stolen.
Gotcha.
Complete destruction of the heart would cause a great deal of damage.
That's amazing.
Depending on how much of the essence is taken to create the heart in the first place.
Okay.
But you said that someone was able to get into this room. Obviously, if that person thought they had any chance of freeing any of these people, they more than likely would have taken it, I assume.
I would have assumed as well, but it didn't seem to happen. They didn't seem to, wasn't related that they were able to take any action, and more than likely they were probably looking for their own essence in this case. And I probably, they probably, I'm going to say there's probably, I'm going to assume there's a way that these essences are guarded in such a way to help protect the original owner from getting them back.
That is entirely possible. It would depend on how the essences were harvested in the first place. And then you said that the Grindylow, I believe is one of the True Fae that has this ability, and their own heart was there, which is where the iron comes in. The Grindylow wouldn't be able to touch the iron. It's entirely toxic. They would cause themselves more harm than good trying to get the heart back. And my guess is that most of the other people don't know the connotation of that heart, or would even know how to return said essence. There is a process in which the essence must be returned to the person, as again, to not cause harm.
Got it.
Okay.
Rede,
Yes.
does one's original essence have to go back to who they were?
No, there are ways for people to steal essences. If you got a hold of one of the hearts and you had the desire to take the essence of that person, you could very well find a way to place it within yourself. Again, through the same means they would need to return it to them.
That doesn't sound good.
Well, it depends on what the essence, again, was taken from. You very well know that, maybe you don't, you haven't been to a market. Oftentimes,
Friday.
Yeah.
For
Be
goblin
careful.
fruit.
Be careful what you buy and sell, as they have what are called abstracts. things that can be taken from you temporarily that are parts of you. Not your essence, say as in the heart, but I am incredibly smart. Not, to not make myself sound too extravagant here, but
No, you
I
are.
have
That's why we come talk to you.
I have a great deal of ease when learning new things and acquiring things from books. So say somebody wanted the ability to have that knowledge, that fast learning that I do, they could try to barter for that. And I would temporarily lose my ability to do such a thing for as long as they deemed fit for the purchase of the item I was asking for, or even my own ability or other abilities. So it's possible that if the essence that was taken was something someone else found valuable, such as smart learning or fast, fleet of foot, things like that, someone might want to steal the heart, the essence that has formed this heart, as a way to gain whatever was put into it when it was taken.
Gotcha.
Now, at the markets, they don't go quite to the extreme as the heart stealing, putting the essence into essentially an effigy that is a representation of a heart. But they do it. It's a similar. It's a similar concept.
Would it be fair to say, Rede, that there is probably more than likely some type of black market trade in essences?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the True Fae do stop at the goblin markets, and there are privateers and some, as much as we would all like to think that everyone who comes through the hedge is just looking to live their life and rejoin society and put the past behind them. Not everyone who comes through is good or has those intentions. And anything they can to get a leg up in this life, they might be willing to go to great lengths for.
Rede?
Hmm?
Do you know if the True Fae have an essence that you can steal?
Everything has an essence that you can steal.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So if we kill the essence, we kill the Grindylow?
If you destroy the essence, then yes, you could very well kill the Grindylow. It depends on how much of the essence was taken out. You'd have to figure that out. Maybe you can see the picture. You said there was a picture. If you can get a hold of the picture, I could take a look at it and see maybe if I could determine how much of the essence of the Grindylow was taken, or
Okay.
if you had somebody else you could speak to about it.
We
I
do.
mean, yeah, Jack's gonna call tonight.
Who's Jack? Jack was the girl, right?
Yep, the one that I described earlier.
So we could ask Jack for a photo.
If Jack has the photo, that would be rather helpful. She definitely sounds different, but we also know that the church has been collecting.
She's not a spawn. She's a
she?
child. Something.
She called herself a child.
Something about fetches, right? Right, Tim?
Oh,
Yeah. Yes, that's correct. She was mentioning about we got them confused slightly at first because, well, you know, some people like to refer to their children as spawn. So
yeah,
I
something
see.
about Felix is a spawn. Yeah.
This is going to hurt Sim's feelings, so you're gonna need to make a will save as soon. Rede says this, but she rolled. Well, there are some instances, rumors, legends, not necessarily truths. No one has really delved into this, but apparently there is a possibility that the fetches, well, an amalgamation of nonsense and just pulled from part of the changeling that they're created for, can in fact have children. It's a very rare thing, and only if they really love the person that they had the child with. And yes, you don't fucking lose your shit, but you're not happy hearing that.
Blue flames that just dance over
Sim.
my hands.
Sim, you're getting paler.
Are you all right, Sim?
Sim, you're getting paler. No. You
I
said you were okay.
I didn't mean
In the car,
to
you said you
upset
weren't
you.
dying, and you said you were okay, and that when you checked, you were okay. Just
Are you
stop
sick,
getting pale,
Sim?
please.
I'll be good. I'll be good.
Okay.
Good. Thank you.
Oh.
It'll be all right. One way or another. You read.
Yes.
Everything has an essence.
Yes,
Everything
everything happening.
can potentially be stolen, transferred, destroyed.
Yes, that is correct.
It is how difficult do you think it would be to potentially if there's a way that an object could be experimented with or altered in such a way?
Sim.
Well, when referring to, is this object a normal mundane object such as a chair that would be bought at a department store? Or, because there are ways to put boards and other, the hobgoblins, they know how to craft. It can be altered, made into hedge spun. It can be given a little, much like tokens. You can take a mundane item and make it into something that is different. Or if it's already a certain way, depending on who you've spoken to and what their specialties are, it can be altered. It depends on what you're looking to accomplish, who you'd
A
have to
fancy
speak to.
stick, right, Sim? And Dearg is we just talked about this, Sim, like, the fancy, I'm just worried, Sim. I'm just worried.
In this instance, I'm thinking of something that is not an everyday object. It's the hedge wand.
Well, not to encourage bad behaviors, but it could be taken to a hobgoblin, and a hobgoblin can look it over, or a changeling, or that certain individuals gain different abilities, they learn different skill sets, and there are ways to put wards or alter certain elements of an item such as the hedge wand, should it actually exist. You guys haven't told Rede about Trinity yet. So
Oh yeah,
know that.
Not yet.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
true. That's true. We have not.
We're not
gotten
supposed to
to-
talk about her.
Yeah, but I'm just letting you know, Rita doesn't know that information, so she doesn't know that it confirms that it's real.
Mhm.
Should it exist,
It does.
in fact, it does.
It's in the
The-
bushes.
Oh, I'm assuming at this actual location you're going to.
It does exist. Apparently, it might be in the garden.
The essence of such an item could be extracted. It would be very dangerous to do so. But if you're just looking to remove the power that makes it do what it does, it there are people that can do that. It's just a dangerous and very, it would have to be a very powerful individual to be able to remove the powers from a token, the glamour, the magic, the what
Right.
makes it do what it does. But it could successfully be removed
My hope,
and
Reed,
or transferred.
yeah, my hope is that if the hedge wand has to go to who it needs to go to, I want to see if it can be tampered with in such a way that it'll capture and or destroy the essence of the Ansil.
The goblin market would be your best bet for looking for such a thing. There are individuals there you can talk to. If they don't know how to do it, they might know someone who does, and they can probably direct you to. But keep in mind, the goblin market, everything has a price. And you need to understand that all things are negotiable. And while you will be given a fair price, just be careful when making deals with anyone you meet there.
Understood. Sound advice.
Dearg, you especially. They're
Dearg is
not
just
above.
thinking about the Ansil
Yes.
and just every and
Dearg,
just the
if you're
the
going
hung
to the
dog
goblin
head.
market,
Rose said
if
she's
you're
gonna go with
going-
me.
good. Ro knows what she's doing, I assume.
Rose and Savannah, I believe, both.
Yeah. Just when someone is talking to you and they are trying to make a deal with you, just understand that they benefit more from your purchase
Than you.
than you.
Hmm.
They will be fair to an extent.
It all depends on what you ask for.
Depends on what you ask for and what you're willing to give. If you are willing to give more than they are asking, they will take you up on that in a heartbeat. Make sure you understand the terms of your agreements. There are
can
rules
also-
as well. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I can also change them now if I mess up real bad. So that's good. Kind of. I might need help with that. I don't know how. Words are really hard.
To stay close to Savannah, Ro, and Sim, if you're going in a group, just
Yeah.
make sure you stay close to them and don't get lost in the markets.
If it's like the hedge, I'll be fine.
It's not like the hedge. It's
Oh.
in the hedge, but it's not like the hedge. It's a little more, it's better laid out. It's easier than the hedge. It doesn't change suddenly. It's once it's been set up, it remains that way for the duration of market day. So if you get lost, you can all agree to meet at the same booth. It should be in the same location. It doesn't just change randomly. It should be fine.
All right. Perfect. Yes. As a personal note, like that rings very true. Some people should plan things like that to make sure they meet at the correct booth if they get separated. Let's just remind ourselves for next year.
I wasn't there. I wasn't there anymore. I had to leave.
I know. It's fine. Anyway,
Sim's gonna pop up with the description of the market and how it goes. It's like, I see. It sounds like the difference between going down Diagon Alley and Nocturne Alley.
we watched those movies. They were good.
Wow, it's a good reference. Just keep in mind, keep your wits about you,
Want to stay away
just
from the dodgy place.
dodgy. It's just a bit dodgy.
Yes.
Just a bit, tiny bit.
Siren, what are you doing down there?
Leave me alone, Ollie. You gold digger, breaking my heart.
That's
The
all
divorce
right.
was finalized. Move on.
It's all right.
Don't say any of this in front of Milo, because she will believe that you're telling the truth.
But Siren,
That's how I'll do it. I figured it
Siren,
out.
Something
I'm gonna
has
stick
been,
my X on them.
but I've heard through the rose vine that you've got yourself another admirer.
You know what, Ollie?
Another
You know
little
what,
English strumpet.
You know what? Yeah, you fucking English strumpet, you know. How's that innovation going on in the kitchen?
So why do you have a bunch of English little gold diggers coming after?
Apparently, once you go Welsh, you never go back.
Apparently. Don't make that joke. You have to look. Anyway, I have a joke in my head, and we're just gonna keep it there. We're gonna keep it there.
Yeah, let's not say it while we're recording, because everyone's going to hear it, and not just the people that have to look you in the eye. So
I'm more worried about the person that has to look
keep
me in the eye later.
Fair.
You heard what they say about Diablerie. Anyway.
The most satisfying slurp.
Anything can be a Capri Sun if you try hard enough. Anyways, so are you still talking to Rede, or are you guys wrapping up that conversation? Oh, yeah. What is your goal next?
No, this is all good information.
Goals? We have goals?
Goals?
Do you?
Do we?
Things? Yeah, we do. I think what could be really super beneficial to us is that we can get to the market. So
market to buy a fat hog. Home again, chickadee dog.
Exactly. We need to buy a hog. Is that a thing? Ooh, Ro and I can eat the pig.
Oh, good lord! I'm sorry I said anything.
This little changeling went to market.
This little changeling stayed home.
home.
This little changeling had roast beef. Anyways.
This little changeling had
none. Shame on you.
Why?
All right.
They were probably poor. I don't know.
Seems sad.
It is. It is sad. Been there.
This is why we have a job.
But,
several jobs.
But yeah. So I think we're okay with what we wanted to. Oh, we did want to follow up.
I think Dearg was thinking about visiting the Ansil again, so that'll be fun.
Totally, we can. Dearg can probably doesn't sound like he wants to bring along Sid, which is fine.
No, you turned all sorts of orange, and then it got yellow, and then it got green, and then it went. You know what? No, I don't want to take you.
That's okay, because I actually have something that I wanted to look at off to the side.
All right.
And yeah. There we go. Yeah. But we'll get to that in a minute. After wrapping up with Rede, I think, Dearg, did you have anything else you wanted to talk to Rede about? That's not anything that's on your mind. I think we've got.
No, I asked about the rug, so we're good.
Okay.
If I die, so no, we're good.
Rede, thank you again.
I
for your
think that
time.
was everything. If I
You're
remember
very welcome.
correctly.
If you need help with anything else, you can always come back. I am usually here.
Strange question, Rede. I never thought
Yeah.
to ask this before. Do you have a phone?
I do, in fact, have a phone. And she points to an old phone. It's corded.
Yeah,
Don't judge her.
it's the one Dearg calls.
Okay.
She has it over there. She also has a cell phone, but since she is usually in her office, if you want to call that
So
phone,
we do have numbers.
you do
numbers
have both numbers, and you
I
can
couldn't-
label them however you want. You can have them as cell phone, office phone, or whatever. But usually, if she's in the office, she'll answer that phone. If she's not, she'll answer her cell phone.
Sim will have it. Sim will have the landline as Barnes and the mobile as Noble.
Barnes
It's
and Noble.
terrible.
Okay,
You're,
bad joke.
poor-
It's fine.
I know she was a book, but can we be a little bit more sensitive to this fact?
As long as she
Sorry.
doesn't know, it's not going to set her off, so it's fine. Just don't
Okay.
tell her that's what you did, because it might
I
be
did not.
upsetting.
I'm sorry.
It's
I
fine.
won't. Okay. No, of course not. I won't do that. The only way she'll ever find out is if somehow she happens to get a hold of my phone and starts looking through the contact list and recognizes the numbers.
Oh, it would be bad because it would be Dearg looking through the phone, being like, "Where's Reed's number? Which where? None of these are Rede. Why are none of them? Why don't you have Reed's number? It's really important, Sim."
Damn it. Terrible. I know. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, but I think,
All right.
I think we're cool. I think we're cool for Rede. And
I don't
then-
All right.
remember. I just remember Jack. I'm asking about Jack and the Fetch Children was the thing. If we could
Which
just,
Oh,
if we could
oh,
destroy
Tim
the.
got distressed about, so
I
that might have.
actually,
I have questions about
I
that.
actually do have one more follow-up question.
Yes.
Of about what we believe Jack to be a hedge key and how prevalent they are, and what is their like how prevalent they are, and we can certainly entertain a lot of notions about how they're useful, but is that the only thing that they could do?
All right. Rita's going to make a roll, and it's going to have to be it's a high difficulty because this is
Sure.
information she's probably going to have to look up and get back to you about, but we'll see if she pulls this out of her ass.
Okay.
Fuck. Fuck.
Okay.
Give me a second.
Okay. Do we need to take a break?
No, I just need to count and then look at her
Okay.
feet.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to Reed's sheet. Shouldn't have rolled. I should not have rolled. I shouldn't have rolled. You just said no. Should have just said no.
The indigo curse strikes you.
It's the indigo curse. Yes, to counteract the K curse. Perfect.
There you go.
Okay, so
Cancellation. The
we're gonna do that.
cosmic powers have aligned themselves.
So basic. Oh God, this is gonna be fun. So
All right, let me
essentially,
get my
Reed
notes ready.
Reed kind of looks at you,
Mm-hmm.
and you
Okay.
ask specifically about the head, how she's a hedge key, and what.
Basically how prevalent are they, and what else they might do besides what seems to be their obvious ability. But they're able
So
to.
she looks at you and goes, well, fetch children are very rare. It's very unlikely to actually see one. As I said, the way that they have to come about is not something that happens very often. And then you see her eyes flash in another direction and she tilts her head. No, yes, I know. But they do have abilities from what I've heard. And then you see her do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe tomorrow. And then she turns back to you. And she got a messy critical. So now she's hearing voices. That's one of her dreams.
Reed,
So,
are we interrupting something?
what?
Yeah,
No.
we can come back if
Okay.
you need.
No, it's okay. But they do have the ability to gain contracts.
Mhm.
The fetch children, if memory serves.
Do you need something, Reed?
No, I'm fine. I'm
Reed's orange.
and you see her whispers,
Okay.
really kind of like more mouth it than words spoken, and
Okay.
she's
Right.
really not paying attention to you guys anymore. Just like
Yeah.
it looks like she's trying, and she
Mhm.
turns back to say something and then looks off in another direction and is
Okay.
hearing something you're not anymore. And so she's just
Will
kind of checked out a little bit.
I'll
Dearg just kind of gets closer and just.
uh
Is there something I can get you, Reed?
What?
Is
No,
there- no. Okay.
I'm fine. I'm gonna look up.
we'll come back, Reed. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Hey, Dearg.
Okay.
Let's
Yeah,
give
yeah,
Reed some
yeah.
space and time.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think that's
Space
best.
time. Space time. She's orange. She's.
Yeah.
I'll look up more for you, and
Mhm.
maybe I'll have more answers. And you come back.
Oh, okay.
Of
Okay, Reed.
course.
You have
Yeah.
a good night.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you again. And we will come back to check on you. As we're leaving.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And
as
you
we're
see,
leaving,
yeah. She
who's,
turns and starts having a conversation. You can't hear. I mean, you hear her just saying things like, "Oh,
Mhm.
tea sounds lovely," or just kind of random
Sure,
shit.
sure. I'm going to
So-
mention to any one of the individuals who also helps participate in the running of the freehold.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pull them aside, very discreetly mention that Reed seems to be incredibly distracted, holding conversations to no one that seems to be there, and just to keep an eye on them, or whoever's most appropriate in the freehold to just keep an eye on them and see if they need.
Yeah. We'll send one of the maidens or one of the knights up. They'll sit with her and
Cool.
just make sure she's okay and that she isn't bothered if she can't handle it.
Good.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
letting
so
us
much.
know.
Sure.
Yeah. And they'll scurry off to go and find one of the maidens.
Okay. So we're gonna get outside the freehold, and Sim will look at Dearg and go, "You need to go do your visit, eh?" All right. I do have a couple things I want to attend to. I'll drop you off.
Okay.
Please be careful.
Mm-hmm. No
So-
deals.
Yes. No, you've already got a big commitment already.
Yeah, I have 2 days to get my affairs in order. I have 3 days to get my affairs in order.
Very well. And I almost said Fig. Sim will drive.
Almost to tally.
It goes in the
At
book.
least Sim isn't driving with the Toreador in his lap.
You know what? It's the only way to do it, right?
I can just see.
Why
Fig.
the fuck
Okay.
do we keep driving with people in our laps?
I can see Fig.
I don't know.
Gracie's gonna want to ride in the Phantom.
Did you not
Ooh, you can take her for a ride.
stop? Leave my.
I'm sorry, I need to stop.
Boy alone.
That
Leave my
wasn't an
very
indigo
confused boy.
thought. That wasn't an indigo thought. It's fine.
Oh, I know.
Oh my goodness, Mr. Zarin, that's quite a stick shift you have.
Would you stop it? Leave my sad nos boy alone. All the
I
voices
bet you're
in his head
not.
can't agree on anything.
I bet
Stop
you're
it.
not overcompensating for anything.
This was
My lack of personality. Walk away.
This was a present for my sister.
It was a present from Ellie.
True.
Please stop trying to do things in it.
You know how Milo would help? Is she would then turn around and be like, no. See, it wasn't a poly triad,
Deputy.
it was a poly quartet. So that's mine. That's how she would fix this. Don't ask her to fix shit for you. She's bad at it. It would temporarily work, I think, but then
I don't
Darren would be
think it
concerned.
And then
I'm
Benji would
concerned
have
for Peter still
questions.
too. I'm
Catch and release,
I know,
man. Catch
No,
and release.
it's all about.
She's
It's all
hoarding
about
all the
that
people.
Peter Gracie. I'm here for it.
Ooh.
Poor Peter. Gosh,
Hey, he was the one getting all hot and bothered by her in the forest, all right?
that was the.
You know
that's
what?
that's
Our
not.
game's out of context. They have a certain flavoring, and that's not what our other games are about. Just in case you were curious, if you haven't checked out PDX by Night or C-Tech by Night.
Oh,
That
super
episode
seriously.
is up on the channel,
It
and
is.
you will get context.
Yeah.
Context is important.
Context is key. Context is key.
Context is key.
Which they're in a mess. I do
Fine.
TikToks. I see your comments. The fact you like him is the red flag.
It's not just one red flag, it's
No.
several red flags.
Everybody all up in there is a problem.
All right, so
Anyway.
Sim drops Dearg off at the
I will drop him
Ansil.
I will drive carefully.
All right.
No roll needed. And
All
I will
right.
leave Dearg with instruction.
Mhm.
Excuse me. Leave Dearg with instruction. Call me if there is any issue.
I
And
will.
I will be close by. I'm not going.
All right. It is around 5 p.m. and it is getting dark. And you got your guys' willpower resets at dusk. So you guys gain all your willpower back.
We are the true Duskborn.
Let's not.
Let's not.
All right. Which one of you guys wants to go first with your scene of what you're about to do?
Feel free to go ahead with Dearg.
No, you go for it.
Okay.
I'm curious where this is gonna go.
All right.
Okay.
Sim, what are you doing?
I go back to where I have my duo, depending on which part of the country you're from, the firefly / lightning bug that I have
Mm-hmm.
saved and stored in an aired container.
Yep.
So they get plenty of oxygen, etc. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
go back and I'm going to study them a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also going to take out, finally, this has been overlooked for a little while and I've been meaning to follow up on it, but that mechanical arm
Ah, yes.
that I that from the art of, presumably from an artificer of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
An artificer arm, I'm going to look that over as well and see if I can get
All
some
right.
details on that thing and what the
Go
heck.
ahead and roll an intelligence and medicine for that one.
Okay. Cool. Now we can do a glamour roll, correct? To add our
Yes.
weird or clarity.
You're weird. So however many dice you would have for your weird, you add all of them.
I drop another glamour.
All
Oh
right.
no.
I am
You can pick
down
one of your
by
derangements
2.
to act upon temporarily.
Okay. Okay. I think in this instance with the, let's see, so this is looking at the artificer arm.
This is for looking at the artificer arm. Yes.
Okay, so that was okay. When I take the arm, in going to have my obsessive compulsive disorder
All right.
take over temporarily for this. I'm going to not only view it externally, but it's like I want to begin going and laying out all the tools that I possibly could have to begin taking this thing apart.
All right.
Every single screw, every single piece. I'm going to lay out cloth as a bright cloth to take every part meticulously off of this arm and place it exactly in a certain area upon this cloth.
All right. So this takes you some time. Unfortunately, because of that, it takes you some time.
And I'm going to make my wits medicine roll with my wits.
All right.
So I'll let you know what the wits are. Oh no, you said intelligence. So
intelligence. Yeah, your intelligence and your medicine.
Thank you. And I add our hunger die as glamour die, correct?
Yes, you do.
Okay, so I add those to the pool.
So you can get a messy critical. That's
okay. I'll let you know here in a second what I got.
All right.
Too bad. I am actually going to, since we do have, I don't think I necessarily need to, but I'm going to expend a willpower. Because you know what, and I think in this state I would expend a willpower because I'm attempting to.
What here?
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, after expend your willpower, I have a total of 6 successes. No messy crit.
So what you learn about the arm is that it was cut clean. And the arm is metal. So you do, as you're taking it apart, you know, it's not flesh that looks like metal. It's not. So whatever cleaved through the arm had to have either been sharp or to some extent something that would have cut this perfectly clean. It's metal. You know, anything that didn't slice right through would have caused jagged edges and possible shrapnel and pieces and bits. And the musculature, what would be muscles or cables and wires, and what would be veins are tubes filled with blood. It's actually blood that these tubes are filled with, that, you know, like as you're taking apart, a little drop of like something coagulated kind of out of the, you know.
I'll collect that in a vial or a dish.
All right.
Whatever is appropriate. I won't let it spill anywhere.
Yeah, if you can. And now, obviously, the blood is not so old that it's like completely dried and flaky within these tubes, but it is definitely
sludgy.
Not fresh. Yeah, it's pretty sludgy. And yeah, Dearg, it's a good thing Dearg's not there. But and then you get
My
down to
hat's
what
too
would
dry.
be
Sludge blood.
it is getting
Sludge
pretty
blood.
dry.
I have to
It-
stab someone soon.
But you get down to and what is in the middle of this arm is basically just a metal tube, a solid metal tube. And that basically create, well, two of them, it creates the bone. And from what you gather, it's possible that whatever instrument was used was iron with your 6. It
Excuse
looks
me.
almost as though the edges have been cauterized or burned in a way that this particular metal would do to Fae. So they were, Pippin's account was that they were attacked with iron implements, and you did find things like the silver bells and well, you didn't find specifically silver bells, but you found hints of items being used that you know to be taboo.
Okay.
Things that you yourself have issues with, such as bells or the metal silver for Dearg.
Okay.
On top of this iron, so the person that attacked, and you know at this point it's the Church of the Blast, definitely knew what they were doing.
Gotcha.
Mm.
So this is from someone or something that was constructed that would be able to do damage. They contained what could harm other changelings.
Yes.
Is what I'm hearing you say. Okay.
Yep. They definitely know how to harm changelings. They definitely know how to kill changelings. They definitely know how to contain changelings.
Okay. Is there anything on anywhere on this forged arm that is a marking, a serial number, an inlay, a etching, something that's not just for the sake of design, but something that might actually have some purpose?
With your 6,
Mhm.
you can. It's actually the blood that is within the. Because again, medicine check. It is the blood that is actually in the container that would be considered unique. It's the blood is much stronger. Do you have the ability to use like an Auspex like ability? I think I only gave that to the Oracle.
Oh, I don't have anything like that.
I gave that to the Oracle.
Yeah,
She
the only
can see
thing-
shit like that. Okay, never
Yeah.
mind.
I don't have any contracts like that. No.
But essentially, even for it being almost sludge.
Pause real quick.
Yep.
Thank
Yeah, no worries. Thank you.
Yep. So it definitely struck you as, despite the fact that it was kind of sludgy and kind of hard to tell, there was something different about the blood. Whereas with the metal, I mean, there's pretty filigree on like one side of it. It's just decorative. It's not anything that stands out as specific to a person, a location, a fae, anything like that screams who this person's keeper might have been or anything of that nature. But because you rolled,
that indicates an artist's signature.
Nothing that indicates an artist's signature, at least on this piece.
On this piece. Got it. Gotta catch them all then. I'm trying to find all your pieces.
But yeah, there's something a little bit off about the blood.
Okay.
Though you would
Investigate
either
blood.
need to take that to the Ansil or Trinity, and you would know both of them would be able to determine something about it. Depends on who you'd want to take it to.
Ooh, a chance to see the Ansil again and sass the fuck out of him? Sure.
It's up to you.
Bet you can't figure out anything about this low-powered son of a bitch. Anyway.
All right, and the other
Are
thing
you
you were
even
going
sure you're a true fae? You have to have all these other lesser beings running around doing your laundry for you.
Please stop. Please stop.
that would be a will save for the Ansil to
Yeah.
not just
I'm gonna get
squish you.
stabbed and squished just for being
I know.
associated with you. Please stop. I'm about to go see her. Like,
I'm so sorry. I will not do that. So-
Already crabby. Someone's talking shit.
I can sense it. I can sense
I
it.
can sense it.
Fucking Sim.
So fuck that guy.
Fucking
God damn
Sim.
it, Simon. Because she calls you by your real names. All right. So the other thing that you wanted to look
Simon
at
says,
was
go fuck yourself. No, I'm just kidding.
Sim, shut the
Sorry.
fuck up.
Go ahead.
Dearg's gonna have to. I almost said beat you into torpor. Not a thing. Not a thing.
please beat him into torpor. That would be great. You're taking a nap now, right, Sim? Sim?
Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Oh man. So, what was the other thing that you were going to do after meticulously taking apart this arm?
I was going to, after taking apart and arranging the arm and keeping all the pieces out, storing the blood, putting the blood in the fridge, etc., to get it to investigate later.
Mm-hmm.
I will going to take a closer look at this firefly / lightning.
That's right. So the firefly would be a weird, intelligence, and occult.
Okay.
And if you rouse, well, if you do a glamour check for this one, you get to add the weird dice twice. So you.
Ooh, should I push it again? Yeah, I'm at a point where I can go recover. Well, at some point I can go recover.
You have a
something.
harvest. You have a harvest. You have people you can go visit that will tell you about their sorrows.
Good. I did not lose any further glamour. So
Good.
cool. So I will let me build this pool here real quick. And then we can find out about that. And did you said it was wits or intelligence?
Intelligence, weird, and occult.
It's weird and occult. Got it. Okay. And there's my occult. There you are. Sim, so much better at the occult than Allie.
You are so lucky that you're gonna have an indigo. It's gonna make things so much easier when everything starts to fall apart.
She's really good at occult, considering.
Let Indigo play with the books.
Yeah.
This sounds dangerous. I'm in danger.
You are.
I will look at the books though.
Okay.
Because I laugh in the face of danger. Ha ha ha. And then I get scared and run away.
I mean, can you run away?
If I don't challenge me.
We'll find out.
Don't tempt me.
Total of 7,
no,
by the way.
Killed it. Never
but,
mind.
Yeah, but no, for fun's sakes, just slightly off topic. For fun's sake, would be kind of fun if Indigo goes, with the Alley. I'm gonna get out of here now. I'm gonna go do my thing, and Alley just blinks. Goes, where are you going?
Oh wait, I thought I made that clear.
Or blinking.
Look, a distraction.
She just constantly catches up to her because she's got celerity for days.
You do. You have celerity for days. It's not a problem at all. Oh fuck no! You
At
can
least
play
as
with the
far as
books
her
now.
goes.
You've killed Todd, kind of.
We'll see.
All right.
My notes.
So with the 7, you do know that technically, based upon some of the information Reed gave you,
Okay.
that being a part of a contract that the Ansil has access to, that this is a fragment of her magic, of her of her abilities, of her power.
Okay.
It is a small portion that, when removed from the whole, did not fade like the rest of the fireflies did. This one stayed, and it is just a brief glimmer of this magic. And as far as an actual essence goes, it would be a very minor. So if you were to say squish or harm this firefly or something to try to get back at her in that way, by itself would do
It's
very little.
insignificant.
It's insignificant in the sense of causing harm.
Right.
Somebody else might be able to do more with it, or it could be used the same way that Reed said, where you put the essence into yourself and potentially have access to the magic of the
I was
Ansil.
literally mimicking Sim, just gonna swallow it.
You're gonna swallow it?
I just mentioned Todd. I literally just mentioned Todd. Stop putting things in your mouth. Sorry,
Fuck.
that was a recall from Chronicle 1 of our home game. Anyway, continue.
No, I'm not gonna put it in.
Give yourself a dot in Contracts of the Wild.
Oh.
Did you eat the firefly?
Sure. You know what?
Did
Fuck it.
you?
Yeah, I did.
Did you? Fucking hell! Stop putting things
Give
in your mouth.
yourself
Okay.
1 dot in Contracts of the Wild. And the abilities you get is by the light of the fireflies, which is the power that firefly came from.
All right.
And wicked little things.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
I didn't expect you to fucking eat it.
Yeah, you don't expect them to fucking eat it, and then they do. And then they do. They
I
eat
was
the
half
fucking
joking,
thing.
but you know what? I will commit. I was half
It's
joking.
like, I'm going to put
about
it in my
eating
mouth, and I'm just like, okay, well, here you go, I guess.
Okay.
You get Contracts of the Wild, which is the
Okay.
powers that Ro has.
Yay. Okay, so wicked little things and light of the fireflies, right?
Yep. By the light of fireflies, yep.
Or by the light
So-
of the fireflies.
Wicked little things
Not grave
allows
of the
you to,
fireflies.
right? Its cost is free. It's a manipulation and weird, and it allows the changeling to cause fear in mortals they speak with, a sudden creeping dread that will cause them to eventually flee. Used against another changeling requires a composure and resolve contested roll.
And that's by light of the firefly.
That's wicked little things.
Oh, wicked little things. Okay.
By the light of the fireflies is animal ken and weird.
Mm-hmm.
And it allows the changeling to summon a small swarm of fireflies. These fireflies create illuminations for the changeling and their allies to see by.
Oh, okay, cool. That's helpful.
Yep, they're literally just, she uses them to light the path, but you now have access to the whole fucking contract because of it. So cool. Which is great.
Yeah.
Dearg would be so proud of me.
No, you ate the firefly. It seemed dangerous. Something could have happened. So, no.
Oh yeah, when you just pop out with these abilities, there's gonna be like, what the fuck? What happened?
Did you
I
make a
ate part
deal
of the
with her?
Ansil. No.
Oh no, yeah. Well,
What?
that
The
did
Ansil
not
can-
go.
Okay.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Ansil can just eat.
The
me.
fuck?
I'm just kidding.
No.
That did not go in the direction I expected it to.
Ro
It didn't.
has one of the fireflies, doesn't she?
Ro can do the same ability. So if
Yeah.
you've seen her do it, it's because that's her power. She's using her own power to do it. It's the same contract Ro has because the Ansil
Oh no,
is the.
Dearg's gonna think something went weird with Sim and Ro.
Yeah, you've seen Ro do the same thing, but you also know that
Sorry.
the horned women make the wildlings, and so all of the horned women have access to that same contract, which is how the wildlings get it.
Oh no.
I have
Better
concerns.
give Dearg will go. Sim, have you been with the horned women?
Have you been with the horned women, Sim? Do we need to have a talk?
Okay. Well, is there anything else Sim would like to do before
I literally thought you were going to ask, is there anything else Sim would like to put in his mouth?
Is there
You
anything
know-
else Sim would like to put in his mouth? Is there? Do we need to have that talk? Stop putting things in your mouth. Stop putting magic things in your mouth. I hated that sentence.
That's what Gracie said. I'm just kidding.
Stop it.
that was a pain breath sound.
Bring it up. We got that Elizabeth sounds down.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Fine.
Big knows that sound very well.
Yeah, he does.
Why does Storm have to be
It's
in the
fine.
room again? I'm just kidding.
There's Storm in here. Why is your fox in here? If the fox gets to be in here, the cheetah gets to be in here.
Oh yeah, I have to write up that report now.
Oh shit. I love him. He's mine. I'm never giving him back.
With Elizabeth's awe, just know that no, he's been here the whole time.
He's been here the whole time.
Yeah.
I bought him legally from a reputable source because he needed a home that wasn't the zoo. So back off.
In your apartment complex in
Yeah.
downtown
You know
It's
Seattle.
a rescue. It's a
I'm
rescue.
very
cheetah.
pretty. Pay
You're very
attention
pretty.
to me.
You're very pretty and you can
Very
get away with it.
pretty.
I have money.
Fig's gonna be standing behind her like, just listen to what she says.
You should listen to her.
Exactly.
So, anything else Sim would like to do?
I'm good. Let's
Okay.
switch over to Dearg.
All right, Dearg.
Let's see what he
Please
eats.
don't. Jesus. Right.
Let's see what
Okay.
Dearg puts in his mouth as we go see the
Besides
Do
his
I want
foot.
to see what you just posted? Do I want to know
Oh.
what this is?
it's the boy. He's been throwing fits.
Oh, it's not his stories. It's not Fig and
It's
Elizabeth.
not his stories. He's over it.
Oh my gosh.
Mhm,
All right,
He's still
So-
the bestest though.
he is.
Dearg. Oh,
Anyway,
You should get a special rug for Mau Mau. Unless he already has one. Your
you
entire
can't
bed.
see it. Never mind.
so
I mean, but I've upped my obfuscate, so I'm there now. This is all. You see
yeah,
nothing.
right.
There is no man behind the curtain. I am that man, but
So
apparently that's
you,
all you can see. You can only see the man, not the curtain. I don't know where I'm tired. Ansil.
Sim drops you off. Sim drops you off and drives away. And once Sim's car is out of view,
Mhm.
you see the familiar. I really don't want to say this now. You see the familiar fireflies pop up and float around.
Yum.
Protein.
It's a good thing he didn't have more of them. It's a real good thing he didn't have more of them. All right. So
I'm gonna go back and munch on whatever I can find.
Gotta light up them
Like,
insides.
feels so
Anyway.
powerful. He's already lit up from the inside.
Just call the fireflies to me and just be like,
You're hot enough, Sim. Stop eating things.
All right.
anyway.
So-
Dearg.
You see the familiar path.
Yes, and I'm going to stop, and I'm going to take, and I'm going to go through the steps to go to the Ansil's door.
All right. Door swings open.
He'll walk in. Hi, hello, ma'am. Ansil, ma'am. And just keep walking in.
Mhm.
It just
She waits until you've entered her main
Yeah.
room, which
Yep.
again, it's a long hallway because she makes it long. You know
She
that by
does.
now.
She does, and
Mhm.
it's a
She
little
makes you walk
rude. That's a
the
lot
whole
of
way.
walking. So much walking. It's effort. So much
And
effort.
she is sat in her chair,
Yeah.
and I'm
just
gonna
the
have you roll a little save
the awkward smile.
because
Yeah.
your hat is dry.
My hat's dry, and her
And
hands are. She's
they're
got
just
such good
fleeting.
hands. They're such pretty
Good
hands.
hand.
She's got the good hands. I'm gonna sit under her hands.
What was you got? Okay, if you're okay, like you're not gonna go sit under her hands unless you really want to, but
Perfect.
You know, no, we're not that desperate yet. It's okay.
okay. So
Barely dry.
as soon as you
And then the creepy smile. So just
yeah, she smiles. Hello, Garrett.
Dare still Dearg. But it's fine. I had a question for you, but just if there was a different way for me to get you into the hedge, could you could you also fix Pippin?
If you had a way to bring Pippin to me through the hedge, then yes. But when I say I cannot enter the hedge, I mean that I cannot, on top of opening the hedge itself, traverse it anymore.
So you have to go straight to the other place.
And that is what the hedge wand will do for me.
Got
It
it.
will allow me to open a way straight to art.
Yeah. I just wanted to update you that I know where it is. I've done my research, so I'm gonna try my best, and I'll bring Pippin here with it. But I also you said the Grindilo was your
What about
problem, right?
the
That's
Grindylow was not my problem. See, the Grindylow was part of the reason I'm in trouble, if you could call it that. It is I that did that to them.
yeah. You took the heart.
I did.
Did you take all of the heart?
A large enough chunk.
Okay. All right.
I mean,
Cool.
there wouldn't be a point if it wasn't going to hurt. You can't control something with minimum.
That seems awful. Yeah. So say that we got a hold of said heart. Would you want it put back? Or
In
would
the
you just
Grindylow?
or in general, if that's even possible to put a heart back?
Are you
Yeah.
thinking if the heart gets put back that the other true Fae would forgive me?
I mean, they might.
No.
Okay, that's fair. But
What they
is that
respect
even?
is power. Showing them that I can get back on my own is more than sufficient enough.
Yeah. Okay.
Plus, the Grindylow is no real concern to me.
Okay, so if it got released, it wouldn't be a problem for you.
I mean, they might want their own revenge against me, but I am more than prepared enough to deal with them.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. Just want to make sure that while we're dealing with that other thing, we weren't going to cause you any problems, ma'am. Also, ma'am.
I would certainly hope not.
Yeah. But yeah, I was just maybe thinking that if we found a hedge key, because I heard that's a thing, maybe that would also help. But I guess we do need the fancy stick.
Well, a key to the hedge could get your pip in here faster, but I still require the hedge wand as payment for doing that for your friend, was it?
I mean, I haven't asked her actually. I don't know if we are friends. I should ask. That seems rude to just like consider a relationship there when you don't actually know. I should ask. Ansil, ma'am.
Either way,
Mhm.
if you can bring them to me through the hedge, well, they will be safe, then yes, I can do that earlier than expected. I still
Payment.
require the hedge wand as payment.
Or the thing happens with the month and the I still have 3 days. I've figured out what getting my affairs in order meant, and I've done so. And I think that was it. Yeah.
Are you sure?
I don't remember because like we ended up learning that there's oh god damn it, Dearg. So
You
I
went
just
without
uh-huh we figured out that that they're taking hearts. So I just wanted to see like what heart taking did, and to
Would
see
you
if
like to see what that does there?
I don't think so. Maybe I I I don't want a heart out of my body, ma'am.
Fair enough.
Also, ma'am, is that but it can't but like oh fucking hell. But like if I like, do you have to know how to do that to put it back?
Not necessarily, but it would help. Would you like me to show you?
Do we have to make it a deal about it?
No, I could more than happily just do this for you. You
Okay.
just have to. I am just being nice when I ask you for your permission.
Okay.
So I can show you. So I can show you that.
Hold on. I'm doing the fucking roll for daring. Oh my god, you stupid boy.
This night has turned out so interesting so far.
Fuck boy.
Like, boy,
You know what we need Dearg and
What
Gregory
happened?
to get together.
Dearg and who?
Dearg and Gregory need to get together.
Oh God. What did you
What?
get?
One?
One? On like an intelligence or a will or what was this?
Just
Is this a good idea?
Oh yes, it's a perfectly fine idea.
Perfectly what? That's fine. That's great idea.
What did we just talk about? What putting in our mouth?
Yeah, stop putting things in your mouth. I'll stop putting things out of my body.
Yep, here we go. Okay,
Fair
here we
enough.
Deal.
Deal.
Oh god.
Okay. So the Ansil stands up.
Her hand's getting closer to the hat.
Her hands are getting closer to you, so you can.
This is
duck
all that
under the
matters.
bucket. You can duck under it.
We're doing it for the beanie.
We're doing it for the beanie.
All right. So
that's a quote.
she does reach out. So
That's
so if you kind of want to like get your head up under there.
I got a 1. This is awkward as fuck. Just
once she realizes what you're doing, she'll bleed on your hat. Oh God, I hate this. She'll like conversations you never thought you'd have. So she'll put her hand over your hat and just like before, just like rivers of blood will stream out onto the hat. Good. And I mean, it's dream wet.
Fuck yeah, it is.
It's dream wet.
I gotta say,
it's going down your shoulders, like it's soaked, like you are now soaked in blood. Your hat is it's just so wet.
Good, perfect.
It's very nice. And then I have to roll for her.
That's
okay,
quote too. It's like being dream wet.
It is it has become dream wet. This is the goal.
Okay. If you want to contest it once you realize what she's doing, you're more than welcome to. It's a stamina and resolve versus what she's about to roll. Oh God. Oh no. Oh, this is gonna be fun. How many dice do I have? I hate rolling this many dice. Yep, that's right.
Is she taking my heart? That's fine.
She is. So once she gets done soaking your beanie.
Yeah, I just want to keep it.
She reaches in.
Ah, man.
Fuck me.
You're over there eating fucking fireflies, so don't judge. For all you know, that could have killed you. All right.
Okay.
I don't know why, but I have the Genesis song Invisible Touch playing through my head right now. So appropriate.
Yeah.
She reaches in and grabs right hold of my
Oh, yes, she definitely does. She's...
What did you get?
Did she get more than 3?
She got an 11 with a critical.
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah.
She gets 20 dice to do
I know.
this.
I know.
Fuck.
It's fine.
Yep.
It's fine.
So she basically comes up to Dearg. What is Dearg wearing?
He's got his hoodie on. He's got his beanie. He's got his like.
Yeah. So she basically takes her like just nails, kind of like gangrelly. They become kind of claw-like, and she just rips through your hoodie and your shirt. Where bad touch. Where the left side,
all
where your
clothes
heart
are
would
tear
be.
away when you're strong
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah, they are.
And reaches through the hole, and you feel her hands connect with your chest, and you feel them go through, and it doesn't hurt at first, and then she reaches where your heart is, and you feel her hand close around your heart, and you feel it struggling to beat for a second. And it hurts. It starts to hurt. It starts to burn.
He's gonna try and pull away.
And you feel as you start to pull away, she squeezes. And that like, I mean, it almost cripples you. And you are a strong, you know how strong you are. And after a minute of this just horrible burning, she pulls
Mm.
out this thing that's shaped kind of like a heart anatomically, and it's red.
Ooh. Derek's gonna
Now,
reach out and
aside from the color, tell me what Dearg's heart would look like. Something that represents Dearg, something that is the essence of him.
the essence of Dearg.
Mm-hmm.
Puppy wrapped in a rug.
You know, like those shells at the ocean that are covered in that like fur, like the free floating fur.
Yep.
It's like that.
Yep. And
It's
and
almost shell-like.
it's red fur.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems to constantly ooze blood. It doesn't seem to get on this fur-like substance, but you can see it's not just from her hand anymore, the blood that's dripping down. And you can tell that it's not with how much experience you have with blood.
Yeah. I'm very experienced with blood.
I'm very experienced.
And after the pain dies down a little bit, you feel an emptiness, this almost hollow feeling that you know something is missing. If you had been unconscious for this experience, or had it been a way to take it stealthily, you would still know it was gone. That part of you is no longer there. And she holds it up.
That's me.
It is. And then she basically kind of, God, tall woman, scooches you closer to her. She's like 8.5
Oh,
feet
yeah.
tall.
Derek moves willingly. I mean, the hands are near him again. It's the only option.
And she kind of walks you over to this table, the table that's always there.
Yeah.
And she lays you down on it. God, I really don't like describing any of this. She lays you down on it.
The woman with the bloody hands puts me on the table. I'm here for it. Let's do this.
And all the clothes are tear away for strong enough. She basically rips your hoodie is
What
gone.
is
Your shirt is gone.
Why
So
does
she's
people keep
thrown
stealing
Dearg
my
on a
clothes?
table and is
Yep.
stripping him. It's like,
Okay.
where's Gracie's
A
taking
tall
notes?
woman.
Gracie would be taking notes.
She
This
takes
is just
her
a Tuesday night for Fig.
Tuesday.
bloody
Tuesday.
hair, except it's not usually the table, because the tables are really nice, so it's going to be either the couch, the floor, or the bed, but that's okay. Maybe a countertop. We'll see.
I mean, you also have the tearaway like shower for safety.
Yes, my lovely mudroom
tub.
shower.
Ooh.
And also we have the bathtub. Okay.
Bathtub.
Anyways,
I mean,
tub.
obviously the tub.
That tub is at the condo. Anyway, go ahead.
at the condo. So she basically takes her bloody hands.
Yep.
And she draws a series of symbols around where the hole or the now like line is that indicates that something happened there. And she draws a series of symbols, and you feel this heart start to beat in her hand. And she's not squeezing it. You can see what she's doing with it. She's just holding it out.
No, she's bleeding on my heart. I mean, I'm here for it. It's all good.
Don't go taking my heart.
Right. Well, that's pretty cool.
And she tried.
She draws these symbols, and then from behind the little kind of belt cloaky thing that she's wearing, she pulls out a knife. This knife appears to be made of bone. And she basically uses it
So she has a utility belt.
to cut along that line.
Ansil.
And normally you would feel, and you can tell as soon as the knife starts to cut, that this is a token, that this is a very powerful token.
Yeah.
And you don't even want to know the price the Ansil is going to have to pay to have used this.
Nope.
And when she cuts open your chest, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't cause you harm the way you would assume it would. And the skin just peels itself apart, and the inside of your chest glows with this red light. And she places the heart back inside.
Wow.
And once her hand has removed itself, the wound seals, and the blood that's on your chest from the symbols burns away. Not painfully, but you watch it sizzle and burn
It's
away.
a little upsetting. It's
Mhm.
fine. It's fine.
Ansil, you don't have to put on the
Got it. That's how you do it. Got it. That is
You
a
feel
very
whole again.
nice knife, ma'am. Also, ma'am. It's, mhm.
There are many like it.
This
Oh.
one's mine.
Okay.
If you intend to put anyone's hearts back, you'll need it. I could have done it without all of this, but you wouldn't be able to. So, if you can find one or would like to borrow mine, though I would need something in return for that favor,
Yeah.
you can return the hearts to whoever you wish. Otherwise, you would have to find somebody with a different ability to mine.
What
I don't
did-
know of many changeling or hobgoblins that have it, so it might need to be a true figure.
but what's the ability exactly? Did they just
There are a few who have the ability to make others whole, to return what has been lost to them.
got it? Thank you for putting it back.
Well, that was the agreement, was it not?
It was.
I never said I was keeping it. I said I was going to show you how they go back.
To be
I
nice.
just used yours as the example.
Yet that I can understand the unpleasant feelings that the people whose hearts have been taken feel.
You're lucky I chose not to squeeze it.
I can tell, ma'am, also ma'am. Yes. And he's just gonna kind of touch his beanie and kind of try and straighten it up.
It
Yeah.
squishes when you do that.
Oh, squish. It's dream wet and squishy. I am in heaven. So Dearg's
Nothing
gonna
like
get
a
off the table.
squishy, dream wet beanie.
Dream wet
It's true.
beanie.
It's true. Dearg's gonna get off the table.
And you're half
Yeah,
naked.
she'll back up and let you off.
Just
Oh yeah, you're half naked, covered in blood still, because her hands drip the whole time.
I know.
So even though the
I'm
symbols
very
are gone,
happy.
everything
I am
else is
so
bloody.
happy, right? It's the best. This
Also,
is I really enjoy
Sim
hanging
is
out
not
with
letting
her.
you see the Ansil alone again.
Yeah, you're gonna go back and give him
Gonna
a
come
coffee.
pick
Like,
you up, and I'm gonna be like, "The fuck?"
Derek's gonna be so happy, so happy. It's fine. Yeah.
I'm glad you're happy. You're
I-
never going back to her again alone.
I'm glad to know that that's how this whole thing works. I'll see about getting Pippin here sooner, and then I'll let you know when we're on our way back from the hedge, with the wands.
I look forward to that.
Mhm.
And You have a pleasant rest of your night.
You too, Ansil, ma'am, Ansil. I will, and then we'll never see each other again. And that's okay because you'll go home with your hands. Um,
She'll
I
hold them
have a
back
good
up.
yeah.
Sim gonna steal
With-
that utility belt.
Yeah.
And then the door,
I'm just waiting for the door. Yeah.
yep, comes.
You have a good evening,
You
ma'am.
as well.
Ansil, ma'am.
I
and-
look forward to seeing you again,
Bet you do.
Derek.
Thank you.
And
And he'll genuine smile. She got my name right. And leave. And then reach into his squishy pocket, probably what's left of his hoodie.
yeah, you had
And
to
just-
take now that she ripped him away. Like you're holding, like trying to figure out
Yeah.
where the fuck
Threads of
your
clothing.
pocket is.
Okay, this
'Cause
is the
you got-
pocket. And call
What?
Sim.
Yes, Derek, how are you?
I'm great. Everything's good. I figured out how the heart thing works, so that's cool.
Oh,
And
all right.
and the beanie's doing great. So I need a ride home. I'll stay in the porch like you told me to last time, though.
Be right over.
Tell
Tell who?
probably a towel if you're driving Sarah's car again.
I'll bring extras.
Okay.
See you soon.
Okay. But we have our car back.
Yeah, and this is shortly after Sim consumed the firefly. So at the moment, Sim has realized he's gained something. Like you've just gotten off the experience of, oh, that did a thing. I have a thing. I'm.
Oh my. Ah, oh good. Oh goodness. Yes. Cool.
Everybody.
I thought I had a messy crit on my drive.
Oh, that would have been marvelous. That's a shame. All right.
But I did not. I had 4
Good.
successes, non-messy crit.
All right. So you get there in a hurry. You manage traffic. It's probably about 6 o'clock now. Time has passed. So traffic has died down a little bit, but it's still California. So, but you managed to not get into an accident. You managed to get there in a very timely manner to see Dearg with his hoodie and shirt in his hands, ripped up, soaked in blood everywhere.
Sim's
Just it's
got-
all
And he's
over.
smiling. He's
Got out
just
of the
handprints.
car.
There are handprints on him that are bloody handprints from
Yeah,
the Ansil.
what?
Are you
Yeah.
okay?
I'm great.
What?
Look,
It squishes.
it squishes. Yeah, just the she
What happened?
she bled on my hat
Why?
because she's nice.
Eric, you and I know that she is not. Let's get in the car. Get in the car. Lay out the extra towels.
Yeah.
Oh
And
yeah.
Make sure the towels are
Squish.
all over the place.
Derek is
Squish the
wringing
bit.
his hoodie out into the beanie.
Oh, the hoodie is soaked as well, just soaked, and it's like it has just been torn. Like,
so
just-
excited.
I'm gonna
so
get
excited.
I'm gonna get a plastic bag, like either a leftover plastic bag from like a shopping bag or something like that, to put just for now.
no,
Just put
okay.
put the clothes
Okay,
in here.
okay,
Not the beanie, but
okay.
just the
No.
clothes.
Close. Yeah, close.
Just the clothes.
Yep. So Derek,
Bag.
so half naked Derek, still just soaked in blood and handprints, is just having the time of his life right now. Who cares how Sim is driving? Best night ever.
Sim's gonna drive back. What happened?
Oh, I went to ask if maybe we could use the hedge key so we didn't have to find the fancy stick, but that's not going to work. I want to ask about the hearts. We have to have a fancy knife to put them back.
What?
Yeah,
What?
it's a token, I think.
How do you? What is that? Why you look like this?
Yeah, she showed me.
She demonstrated on you about the hearts.
Yeah, she said she was gonna show me, and she showed me, and now the beanie's wet. It's good.
Hmm.
So, and then she said she'd see me again when we found the hedge wand, and then we would never speak again.
Damn right you won't. God.
Just squish, squish, squish.
I'm going to roll. Actually, you know what?
Mhm.
Yeah, you know what? Here's what's gonna happen.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna roll a willpower check for myself.
Yep.
And
That's your motley mate.
yes, total of 4 successes.
It's a good, yeah, I mean,
I'm going to compose myself. Sim is going to
Not
compose
happy.
himself. I'm not
Mhm.
happy, but Sim is going to compose himself. And he's just going to pat Dearg on the shoulder.
It's sticky.
I know, but I don't care. Sim doesn't care. He's
Yeah.
going to give him a pat on the shoulder. And Sim
Yeah.
is going to talk about this later, but he's going to have Dearg, going to let Dearg just enjoy the dream wetness.
all right. So you get back to the Crimson Forge,
Mm-hmm.
and do you go inside? Do you stay in the car?
I think we're gonna go inside.
All right.
Head inside.
Go inside the back because half naked Dearg.
Bloody half naked Dearg.
And
See,
He's having a
maybe-
great time.
And yeah, and I don't know. I'm
He will
thinking-
definitely try to head in the front door at first.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm thinking.
See, yeah, your
This is gonna
glamour
be
only
fun
covers
for-
so much. So
yeah,
Leland and Roe are gonna have a field day with this as soon as Dearg comes in.
yeah. Oh no! Oh no! It's fine. It'll be fine. All
Ro
my characters. It's fine.
might have an issue depending on if she realizes where the blood came from or not. So we'll see.
Okay.
Okay.
Derek won't say. He will just say that the beanie was dry, and he
Mhm.
fixed it.
Okay.
And his heart is furry.
Oh.
His heart is furry.
Furry.
I thought about that. I was almost like it's covered in like red hair, and then I was like,
Mhm.
no, we're gonna let Az decide what the essence is.
Cool.
But so you get back, you head upstairs, and you go into your hollow where you are met by Leland and Roe.
And it is late.
Yep, and that
I think
is where
that's
we
a
are going to end.
Fantastic place to stop, and thank
Perfect.
you, Milo. This was
Thank you,
actually
Milo.
so much
You
fun.
guys
did
are very
it!
welcome.
We
We
did
did it.
Really cool. We did it. Yes.
Thank you so much for
Yes.
watching. If you
Thank
stuck
you.
around this long.
I'm
Have a
I'm not
good-
gonna apologize for anything I said,
Yeah.
actually.
Oh, don't
We won't.
apologize for anything you said. It's fine.
But
Have a good
everyone
time.
at the collective or anyone else who happens to stumble upon this, have yourself a good time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.